talk about our March goals. Do you guys set goals every month? If you do, are they just financial? Are they health? What kind of goals are you guys setting? Do you have projects? What's it all about? If you're using my budget planner, you know that it comes with a worksheet for your goals for the month. And I thought we would talk about which ones I'm setting. And if you care to share yours down below, I would love to read them. Or if you're using my workbook, go ahead and tag me on Instagram or wherever. I mean, I have my TikToks down below. I have my Instagram link down below. I would love to know what your goals are and at the end of the month if you met them. So let's talk about the ones that I have set for myself. And we're going to start out with budget, and then we're going to get into health, home, and work. So there's lots of space on here to put 4 goals down for each of these categories. And if you need more pages or more line space, you can print out additional sheets of this, make it yours, make it a life planner. So the first goal that I came up with is work my budget every single week. That's not difficult for me. But, well, it kind of is. So what I mean by that is actually do a paycheck breakdown, check in about my income, make sure that I am allocating it in the right direction, all that kind of stuff. Being accountable with you guys here on YouTube, making sure that, I'm creating the videos and that match my budget. I do basically work my budget every day, but by that, I mean, I check my bank account every day. I check my credit cards every day to make sure there's no fraudulent charges, all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty good about that. But actually taking the time to write out where the money's going and creating a plan for everything, that takes more effort. All right. Let's see. I have a cheat sheet here. This is a good one. So I need to stay within allocated amounts for my variable expenses. So it's very easy to set yourself up with these allocations and say, oh, you know what, I'm only going to spend $100 on groceries, but once I get to the grocery store, I swipe my card and I actually spend $140. That's not really okay if you're trying to stick to your budget and honor the boundaries and the limits that you set for yourself. You can spend more, of course, life happens, but if you do that, then you need to come back and you need to work that back into your budget. Where is that money coming from? Is it coming from future Aaron? Is it coming from future Aaron's paychecks? Is it coming from money I had from last month? You don't want to overextend yourself. So I think that that is a really important one. So I'm going to write that down and make sure that I stick to that this month. Whenever I stick to the rules that I set for myself, I always end up with more money at the end of the month and less debt. It's just how it works. So another one that's a great one for me right now, do not add credit card debt. So Christmas really took us out as far as spending and the amount of gifts that we bought everybody. I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really have limits. I wasn't even working at Christmas Club savings fund like I typically do. So I just kind of went crazy and got everybody everything that I thought they could ever want this year. And we paid the price. So I am still dealing with that, but that's okay. It's what I want to say. It's reasonable to deal with. It's not like crazy out of hand. I don't have like thousands and thousands that I can't keep up with, but still, you guys know I was credit card debt free for years, and this really didn't feel great for me. All right, so the last one is to open up a high yield savings account. So I've done this before for our personal savings that I don't really get into or allocate into sinking funds here. We have just a general savings, my husband and I do. And I actually opened up a high yield savings account. This must have been a year or two ago. I don't even remember now. But the offer that they gave us was a great return, but it was for a limited time. Now, if you move your money around, you can keep cashing in on those offers. Now, at the end of the year, just keep in mind you got to pay taxes on that because it is considered income. But it just depends. I mean, are you really like making a living on that interest? You must have a whole heck of a lot of money to begin with. That was really, really not our situation. But I did want to look into seeing what other banks are offering. So, health goals. This is an interesting one. So this coming Friday, which it doesn't matter. I mean, this soon, because I'm uploading videos at different times. I'm restarting a GLP-1. And it's long overdue. I should have tried this like 2 years ago. But at the same time, my insurance will not cover it because I'm not diabetic. And I don't even know what the other criteria is when they actually consider paying for it. But I don't meet any of it. However, my heart doctor recommended it because I do have an irregular heartbeat sometimes, and I do have very, very disrupted sleep. So I'm going in for another sleep study toward the end of March to get that figured out. But they really thought that my insurance would probably take care of it because of those factors. But once again, no. So I went direct to Wegovy, and they have a discount card on their website. And I think that it's $349 for a 0.5 injection. The 0.25 I think is $199. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm restarting it. And the reason why I stopped it is because I was still on the introductory dose for a month. And then I got sick and I was on prednisone. And if you guys know anything about that, you know that if you're on it for any real length of time, it can give you like a bigger appetite. Like you just always feel hungry. Sometimes you feel angry. Sometimes you feel too hot. You know, it has all these side effects to it. And I thought, well, I'm not going to have prednisone compete with my very, very expensive and precious GLP-1. There's no way. So I stopped taking it. And actually, I was sick for like 3 weeks. So I'm going to restart it. And I have some in the fridge, but I need to pick up another one. And if I do, it's going to come to the tune of $349. And then after that, my trial with Wegovy is going to be over. And I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. So we shall see. And my goal is to lose 8 pounds. Can I? I don't know. I found with Wegovy at 0.25, the first month, the only month that I took it, I lost 6 pounds, and it was probably water. And when I talked to my doctor and I was like, I'm kind of disappointed, she's like, don't be. She said that introductory dose is just to get your body used to the medication, and not a whole lot of people see extreme results in that first month. So then I didn't feel so bad. I'm like, okay. But still, you know, you're like waiting for this dramatic transformation, and it's like, oh, maybe the second month. So I have to really amp up my skincare, and I'm going in for a consultation, which is a free consultation. So I'm happy about that. And then if you opt in, it's at my dermatologist's office. If you opt in, then obviously you have to pay, and insurance doesn't pick up that kind of stuff. But my skin is suffering. So lose 8 pounds, focus on my skincare, and then electrolytes twice a day because I am so poor at that. And it's so, so important for me because I go dehydrated in a minute. So home goals, paint craft room. Will I get to it this month? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like probably not because I have so much cleaning to do, and we just set up a craft closet, and I just have a lot of stuff going on. So if I don't get it done this month, definitely April. I have the paint. I have everything. So I need to replace/fix the heating vent in my bathroom. My husband and I use different bathrooms. And actually, he'll probably do this. But I did buy the vent covers. Whatever genius decided to turn our 4-bedroom house into a 3-bedroom house and then add on this bathroom ensuite, their plans and their vision was not it. They added on this weird walkway, which is like a little separate room. It looks like a little waiting room between the bedroom and the actual bathroom and the closet. Like, why not just make a bigger closet, or why not make a bigger bathroom? No, let's just make a waste of space. And then they put the vanity over the heating register that's on the floor. So everything that I put in the vanity heats up like it's, I don't know, summer in Boca Raton. I mean, it is so hot in that vanity. I can't keep anything in there. And then literally the top of my vanity gets hot. Like the soap that I have on my vanity top, hot. I mean, it's just warm soap. I mean, it's kind of nice in the winter, but literally that's not how it's supposed to be. So not only did I get a new vent cover, but I bought this, it's like this aeration, like a redirect. So you put it over the vent cover and then it kind of directs the air out from under the vanity into the room. We'll see. I don't know. It's just crazy. We need to paint our foyer ceiling because it had a leak again. So my husband's going to do that. Another thing, the people who owned this house before us knew that there was a leak and they painted over the ceiling. It was coming from my bathroom. And they painted over it. How would you know? How would you know? I mean, you can have as many inspections as you want, but unless you literally took the drywall off the ceiling and took the toilet up, I mean, there was no way to know. But I'm telling you, a week later we knew. It was ridiculous. So we need to burn the cut wood from a tree in our backyard. And that tree was dead. It was a dead pine tree, and we had a pretty good storm here, and the damn tree came down. Now, it's a very, very tall, skinny tree, so it wasn't like a danger to anybody, but when it came down on our fence, and it took the fence with it too, not just the portion. So my husband had to replace that, and then he had to literally cut up that old brittle pine tree into pieces and start burning it a piece at a time, which is absurd. All right. So for work, I'm processing a job audit. Fingers crossed. I really hope that I get my promotion and increase. Now, it won't be a huge increase, but I'll take anything. And then we designed a paper project tracker, which I want to start using. Because as you can see, I like using paper. Now, there's also a space in my life for everything digital, but I like paper too. I'm creating a training handbook, so I'm working on that. I hope I get it done by the end of the month, but we'll see. That's my goal anyway. And then lastly, I have to clean my office. Now, we do have a cleaning service, but my office really needs some personal attention because I have a lot of things in there that I just need to get rid of, purge, take home. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I can't mark any of these completed right now. These are all, it's the beginning of the month still, so I need time to make progress. But I will return to this at the end of the month, and then we can talk about what I did accomplish, and hopefully I can check off some or most of these. I would be really thrilled if I could. And then, like I said, if you guys are using this yourselves and you have some goals that you can share, tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it, really. And then also I mentioned in my previous video that if you are interested, the membership portion of this channel will be released and available on March 18th. And those of you who decide to become members, you will have instant access to my digital assets library, where you can download all the files and print them out. Or if you have like Adobe Acrobat, you can change them into fillable PDFs if you want to use them digitally. It's up to you. But every month thereafter, there will be a set amount of new printables provided to you. So it won't just be, hey, you have access to this library and I'm never going to update again. It will be updated every single month with new printables. And I will let you know once I determine how many so you know ahead of time, because nobody needs to be wasting their money. But honestly, one of the first printables that you're going to have access to is an entire 2026 planner. Now you can print it double-sided and it will be the same size as this big Happy Planner or tool notebook cover, 8.5 by 11, or you can resize it. You know, it's up to you when you're printing, and you can resize it for a classic Happy Planner if you like a little bit smaller. Whatever it is that you're using, you know, you can resize it before you print. You're probably gonna have to trim it a little bit, obviously, but it'll still be definitely workable for you, and you know, just make it your own. So the whole thing is, I think, I don't know how many pages, I can't remember, but you do need to print it front and back if you want the months to line up side by side. And that's about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I enjoyed spending this time with you. And if you haven't already subscribed, you guys know I would love if you did so, because I am planning on trying to grow this channel as much as possible. And hopefully I can do that with your help. So see you guys next time.